So, welcome everybody. Before we actually start today, I do want to thank Fireball Studios. This session is going to be recorded because it is for them to know about playtesting their flagship adventure, Horns and Hooves. So you are playing on their dime today, so that's kind of cool. They
Yep.
have a text-based adventure app where instead of online by voice, you play by text, and just whenever you like get around to sending the message, which is kind of
Oh.
cool.
Hmm.
Anyway, more so that little ad out. I'm not sponsored by them per se, but I do like to let you guys know about it because it is a pretty cool app. I've looked it over. Anyway, so with that out of the way, you guys have been in the town of Ciderbrook recently, and that is where we're actually going to be walking away from that town as the adventure picks up. You guys don't know, you don't really need to know very much about Ciderbrook, but while we are walking towards our quest, I do want to get a visual description of your characters, and they are partners, so they know each other quite well. So give us a little bit of background between the two of them. Starting with Steph, please.
See here, mine is named Carmilla. She is a fallen Azamar. I kill people and then I take the shit. That's about as much of a character concept that I've come up with so far.
Pretty cool. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. She's got the standard Azamar kind of skin and the fiery kind of horn kind of almost thing. If you look at the picture or whatever, that looks cool. So, something like that. There you
Okay.
go.
All right. Cool. And two questions. How does your character feel about goats?
Well, I mean, if goats had some cool stuff, she might want to kill them and take their stuff. But other than that, neutral, kind of neutral.
Okay. And second question: how did you meet your partner?
Oh, you take this one, Panuras.
Uh, we were we were in town in Ciderbrook, and I ran into her in the local tavern.
Yeah, literally, he ran into me. He just kept running and thunk, and I fell.
Yeah, not the most auspicious start.
Yep.
That's funny. And then you heard about the quest, and you're like, "Well, you're coming with me." All right.
Yep.
What does Panieris look like?
Daenerys is a half elf, pretty tall. I mean, given being partial elf, and long flaxen hair.
Okay. What sort of color skin does he have? What is he wearing?
So he's learning to be a monk, so he's got robes on, but they don't really fit very well because, I mean, he's just starting out and thought it sounded neat, but didn't, is kind of had to borrow some stuff, and unfortunately, he's tall and skinny, and apparently the bard the monk that he borrowed them from was neither of those, so the robes only keep down to about his knees, which makes it look kind of silly. And it's, but also the monk that had the robes was a little bit larger around, and so it's kind of this weird, short but overly flowy robe.
Okay. Are we talking like Shaolin monk robes or European friar robes? Or Star Wars Jedi robes?
Shaolin monk robes.
Shaolin monk robes. Okay, cool. Well, you all were staying in the town of Ciderbrook. Hold on one second. Okay, cool. You guys were staying in the town called Ciderbrook, where you heard recently that people have been disappearing in the nearby Umbral Woods. The mayor of Ciderbrook offered you a reward of 100 gold pieces to uncover the mystery, and you packed up your gear and traveled deep into the woods. Um, Everything is going fine until an hour before sundown. Strangely, the road dead ends into a large clearing. You see a gated fence surrounding two log cabins, a garden, and a pond. The cabins seem normal except for one thing. there are goats everywhere. Goats in the trees, goats on the roofs, goats in the pond, goats of all colors and sizes. Some goats wander up to the fence and then turn back. Their loud bleats and hoofbeats make your ears ring. You can even see one on the roof.
Wow, look at all the goats. Hey, Panny, come here. Look at all the goats. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Look that one up on the roof.
Yeah, that's goat. Yep.
But only one, so I guess we're in pretty good shape. They're not all stuck on the roof.
Do we have to get them all off the roof? Uh-oh.
As you all look about the clearing, you notice that there's not a person in sight. No sign of anyone, really. You can make out the two buildings, and next to the pond a wicker chair sits. It seems very empty, despite the lack of, despite the numerous amount of goats. One of them waddles by. It bleats.
I wonder where the people are. No one to take care of the goats. I mean, who's feeding them and keeping them from running amok? Looks like to do.
You see one of them, like, pick up its head in the pasture, and it's, like, chewing on something. And after a moment, you realize it's chewing on a woman's undergarment.
Wait a second. Is that goat chewing on a piece of brassiere or something? I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna look at it and see if I can't figure out. I mean, it's a bra. It's a piece of a bra, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Okay. Well, I guess there were people, and now they took their clothes off, obviously. Because
Would you like to make a perception check?
Oh, I see what's going on here. I see. You go to the goats and you take all your clothes off. Oh, it's a couple's retreat. I see.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. If you'd like to make a perception check, since you are looking around, go ahead. Yeah. Either or both of you may make it.
I go to your character sheet and hit
My character sheet.
perception. Hold on, show you.
As you look around, Steph, your character, Carmilla,
Yep.
and Panarius look around, feeling like something's off. You focus your attention on any little detail of the strange surroundings that might be different. Something is definitely off about the whole place. The cabin doors are slightly ajar, the dust is collected in the windows, and the laundry has been blown across the yard. It's clear to you that no one is home.
Mhm.
What did that do?
Oh, hold on a second. Okay. So go into here. See that? So you just rolled perception right there. Right, and so scroll down. So look, you just rolled perception. I think with advantage.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just explaining to him what's going on. He doesn't know how to play.
Right. So honestly, this adventure is really simple, really easy. So honestly, it doesn't really require a lot of explanation on how to play beforehand. So this is a perfect thing to show you in the middle of the game.
Yep.
Okay.
But I had to show him where to click on his character sheet. So
you did just make your first check. Congratulations.
congrats. You've won D&D.
Yep.
It's true.
Okay.
Well, as you guys stroll into the homestead, you know, it does seem to be worth investigating at the very least, but you find yourselves between these three obvious locations: the pond with the wicker chair, the barn, and the house. It's clear you're going to have to make a choice. The sun's setting.
All right, let's look in the house first. Can we go to the house first?
Weren't there two?
There's a barn
Two.
and a house.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's look at the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to push the door open. I'll go first and push the door open and look inside and have anything been eaten or anything like... I'm looking for signs of like people leaving like dishes suddenly and just taking off or...
The cabin door squeaks open, Inside, you find a shadowy main room littered with empty bottles, old dishes, bits of food, tobacco stains, clumps of dirt, and what looks like goat hair. Damaged furniture is strewn about, and the air has a distinct, crusty tavern smell. On the wall opposite of you, you see a door to another room.
Okay. I'll go into the other room.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay. Walking straight past the main sort of living space, you open the door to discover a room with one large bed and one child-sized bed. It's dark and dusty, but enough light squeezes through the window to illuminate piles of clothes, empty bottles, and toys scattered around the floor. Something's moving in the shadow. Bah! A baby goat jumps out, its yellow eyes large and curious. It starts chewing on one of the wooden toys.
A baby goat.
Uh,
What are you doing? Why is there a goat in a baby's room? Did you used to be a baby? I look at him. Is something turning people into goats or something? Because there's way too many goats. They're like the goat to people ratio is way off here. There should be a lot more people and a lot fewer goats. Can I make a perception check and see if this might actually be a person? Is there a way to tell? I wouldn't even know.
There is not much of a way to tell, though. You could do a nature check. Perhaps it has some odd behaviors.
Okay, let me try a nature check.
You rack your brains on your knowledge of goats, and it's your limited expertise in the area. You don't know goats to normally chew on wooden toys very often. They tend to find things that are a bit more chewy. That is a bit strange. It's not definitive by any means, but it is definitely odd.
Examine. Are there any door other than the door we walked in the window? Are there any other doors in the room?
There are not, but there's trash strewn about and things just lying around. Perhaps if you looked about closely, you could find a clue by making an investigation check.
In the same area? Investigation. There you go. He's getting it. I don't know how to turn off the advantage thing.
Investigation.
It's okay. We'll just use the left side no matter what, since it's not actually highlighting one anyway. You study the array of random objects, and you search for any hidden clues or patterns in the room. You carefully rummage through the piles of... Oh, wait, hang on. Sorry. You sift through the rubbish a bit too hurriedly, however, and only manage to get your hands dirty. As you pull your hands out of what you're pretty sure was some sort of old food stuffed in a drawer, you, like, wipe it on something with a disgusted look on your face.
We wander back outside and go look at that barn?
Me do an investigation. Let's see.
Your partner also begins looking about the room to similar effect. As you sift through a pile of laundry, you pull one piece aside, and the atrocious smell of soiled clothing just assaults your nose.
Ugh. Oh, that's a dirty diaper. No, put it back. Okay, well, let's go somewhere else and see if we can something else. I know, we'll come back to you later, kiddo.
As you all leave the room, you notice that the baby goat toddles a little bit, a couple steps towards you, as if to follow, before falling straight on its face, tripping over its own hooves.
Aw. Okay, let's be with us. Come on. Come on, baby. I put him over my shoulder.
He doesn't seem to be too unhappy about that.
All right.
Okay.
Want to check out the barn or what was it, the pond or the chair?
The pond. The pond and chair are one area.
Oh, okay. Pond and chair next. You want to...
Sure, let's check the pond.
Let's check the pond and chair.
As opposed to the barn?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, check it out.
As you walk out from the building towards the pond, you can see that it's fairly deep. Globs of algae float on its surface. Dragonflies whiz from lily pad to lily pad, and a few goats wade in, slurping the water up. The sun catches on various lumps and strange glassy items that sparkle like gems under the water's surface. At the edge, a wicker chair sits surrounded by dozens of empty bottles, and you notice a faint alcoholic smell wafting through the air. Bah! The baby goat bleats as another one walks past.
Can I do an investigation check on these bottles? I suspect somebody sat here, drank one of these bottles, and then is it something in these bottles that's turning people into goats, maybe?
Sure, you could do an investigation check. The bottles seem to range from very old to relatively new. Looking around, you can see that many of them seem to have rolled towards the pond on the slight incline. As you step towards it, you get the idea that maybe waiting out there might be some that are more useful, so you wade into the water. You hold your breath, and you pretend the sopping wet garbage is more than just is just more algae as you dive headfirst into the water. It's foggy and brown at the bottom, but you can see the outline of a backpack close by. You quickly dig through it and find an unopened bottle of wine. The label is damaged, but you can tell that it's very old and high quality. You can add a fine bottle of wine to your inventory. It looks like it'd be worth at least 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
As you step out of the pond, the group is about to turn towards the barn when suddenly you hear a loud singing in the distance. It grows louder until you see a satyr burst from the trees. A basket of mushrooms dangles from his arms. He looks cheerful with a bushy red beard framing his grinning face. As he prances across the yard, he pats the goats on their heads. "Merry are we when the sun goes down," he sings. "Merry are we with a bottle or three."
Oh. Uh-oh. Hey, satyr. Hey, come on over here. What's going on with these goats? Look at this. I got a tiny little kid here. It's following me all over the place.
Oh! He, looks up, having just noticed you. "Friends! Hello there! As you can see, I'm a lonely bachelor." He, skips towards you, and my farm is full of goats. Yes, I know that you're, it might seem quite odd that there are so many, but, As he approaches, he holds out his hands. "My name's Arlos. Do you want to join me for a drink? I'd love..." He pauses and lowers his voice so the goats won't hear. "I'd love a bit of intelligent company, if you catch my drift."
Yes. Right, a drink. And I look pointedly at Panieris. Yes, let's have a drink. No, and I look pointedly at him we're not going to do that. Yes, let's have a drink. And so I gonna have him pour a drink. Yeah.
With the fine wine that you have, or do you want...
With whatever he's offering us.
"I think there's some ale in the house," he says as he skips past you. "What's your names?"
Carmilla, and this is Panieris.
"A pleasure to meet you both." Excuse me.
Should we follow him into the house?
To the house, and then we'll wait for him to pour us a drink.
As he skips into the house, he rummages about until he finds a wooden chest underneath some clothes in the main room. He then pulls out a key, pops it open, and pulls out a flagon of, or not a flagon of ale, but a cask of ale, which he sets down on a dresser and begins tapping to pour himself a drink. He slurps it down hurriedly, without really even offering you one. But as he chugs his drink and lets out a wet burp, he says, "Excuse me, I'm a bit of an animal when I'm having a good time. Why, I know just the thing to brighten the mood." He draws a set of panpipes from his coat pocket. "I play these little babies for the goats. They love the music so much they've learned to ask for it. You want to hear a tune?"
Sure.
Worse.
He sets his lips. Oh, sorry, what?
I'm gonna steal myself a little bit because I'm gonna be prepared to be like charmed or something. Like, uh-oh. I'm very suspicious of this guy.
He sets his lips to the pipe, slowly, and then begins playing a hauntingly cheery melody. As he begins skipping along and dancing to his own music, you all feel the music start to course through you, and then poof, Panaris finds himself turned into a goat. He chuckles.
Oh, no. Hey, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna draw my sword and like change him back now. I do not want to spend the rest of my life with him as a goat. He's messy enough as it is.
All those chuckles again. He chuckles, and I need you guys to both roll initiative.
Initiative.
Let's see.
Character sheet, and then right next to armor class.
Don't worry about like selecting a token for it like normally, like normal stuff. I'm just gonna add them manually here.
Okay. I think I did. I mean, I clicked it.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Carmilla and Panieris.
Oh, look at that, 15.
And round action.
No, you got 15.
Nope.
I got 8.
Oh, I got 15. Oh. Ah, all right. Why did yours showed up before mine? That's weird. All right.
Carmilla, as the satyr chuckles, he says, and he bounds towards the door. You realize that he has no intention of surrendering to you right now. What would you like to do on your turn? He's maybe 10 feet away from you right now.
Tell him. Get him. Get him. You have turned my husband into a goat. It is killing time, and it is take your shit time.
Speaking of which, your husband, Panieris, or I guess he's not your husband in game, but I mean, maybe he is, I don't know. But anyway, there is a goat sheet specially for you here. If you look on the character sheet section, it has all of your stats. You can ram with your horns, you can charge, and you are sure-footed, and so on. You will not be a goat forever, though, don't worry. Anyway, as you charge towards him, Carmilla, you swing your sword viciously towards the red-bearded satyr. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out what. Yes. Okay. There we go. I'm trying to figure out one-handed or two. There we go.
As you swing your sword, shink, you barely manage to catch him as he spins around in a agile way and almost leaps straight over the blade. You do manage to catch him with a little bit of a cut and do 6 damage, though.
As a goat, I charge the satyr.
Your goat companion dashes towards the satyr, the clip and clop of his hooves pounding towards him as he bounds away. He's about to make it to the door when your horns make contact. Go ahead and give me a ram attack with your goat.
Ram.
As your horns make contact with his butt, he goes sprawling out onto the grass. Oof, he says. That was a good one, he says. As he sprawls out onto the grass, he rolls over, scrambles back to his feet, and then begins dashing towards the woods, playing his pipes as he goes. As he does, the goats from around the farm start running towards him, shouting, "Pipes! Pipes!" in their goat voices. You can make out the common in their words, but as he is hurrying away, he is going to use another magic tune, and he's going to start playing his pipes, and one random member of the party is transformed into a goat. Since Carmilla is the only one left that is not a goat, she turns into a goat. As he gets 30 feet away from Carmilla, he also provokes an attack of opportunity. He plays his tune after that, though, so you do get to attack with your sword.
Roll an attack. Yeah. I don't think that hits.
You swing your sword, but he is too fast, too agile, and as he clips and clops away on his hooves, we get to the top of initiative here, and suddenly, poof, Panieris is no longer a goat anymore. And it is Carmilla's turn, though she is currently a goat.
I'm a goat. I'm gonna ram this guy. Let's see, where do I get the ram?
Clop, 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 clop. You give chase, and fortunately, as a goat, you're actually faster than your human form. You sprint towards him as he is chuckling and running towards the fence that surrounds the homestead. You can see he's maybe 2 turns away from there, and as you run right into his butt, he is going to actually jump up at the last possible second and land on your back. Woo-hoo! It's a rodeo, he says.
Oh. Yeah, and but it comes out. I'm trying to swear at him, and it all comes out. You ass!
you ass!
Asshole.
Panieris, it's your turn. You are within movement to get to him and attack him if you wished. Or if you have any other clever ideas, feel free to try those out. You are no longer a goat.
I attempt to grab his pipes from him.
You can, actually. As you sprint towards him, you rush towards the pipes as he is kind of like holding them up in the air, the way you might with like a mechanical bowl. You have the one hand in the air. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. You sprint towards him and you try to snatch the pipes away. As you reach towards him, though, he is quite drunk and he notices, quite sober in comparison to being drunk, and he notices what you're doing. "Whoa, not for you," he says as he holds them away. He is going to say, "How dare you? These are mine." On his turn, the satyr is going to bound back off of the goat, and he is within attack of opportunity range of both of you. So what he's going to do is he's going to use his control goat's bonus action to have 2 goats dash towards Panieris, and one of them being your companion. Both of them are going to try to shove you, not injure you, just shove you. So I need you to make an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever is higher. Actually, I need you to make 2 of them, because there's 2 goats doing it. As one of the goats runs towards you, you do this sort of interesting somersault over the top of the goat and roll down behind him. Another one sprints towards you as well, and you kind of like, whoa, dodge out of the way just in time. As the satyr bounds away from you, he's going to provoke from just you, since Carmilla is currently being controlled at this current moment. And go ahead and give me a attack of opportunity. That's any sort of attack roll that you like.
Oh, hold on a sec, Chris.
Sorry.
I'm turning off advantage on his thing. There we go. We got it. Okay,
No worries.
there you go.
What was the roll?
Any attack roll that you like. If you haven't, they should be in your attacks and spellcasting.
Right down. Right there, monk.
You're also allowed to, if you wanted to, instead of attacking him, try to like grapple him, or trip him or something like that. You could also do one of those things.
I know. So this is an action. That is a bonus action. You can do them both on your turn.
It's not his turn though. It's a attack of opportunity.
Oh, it's an attack of opportunity. So you want one of those. I don't know.
And like I said, if you wanted to grapple or shove him or trip him, you could also do that if you wanted to. You whip out your spear and stab towards him with the tip of it. It makes contact with the back of his leg, and he bleeds out, "Oh!" as he takes 5 piercing damage.
Peter, you can use a bonus action to do the unarmed strike, too.
That would be on his turn, though. As we get to initiative 0, Carmilla, you are no longer a goat.
Yeah.
And it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to him, and I'm just gonna sword and board and spank the crap out of him. Here we go.
As you hurry towards him, you swing your long sword. He jumps out of the way. You can see he's getting close to being injured. He has a couple cuts and bruises, but right now he's not too worse for wear. And as your sword misses him, he continues trying to escape. Panieris, what about you?
So I'm attempting to escape. What do I have? Can I have something I can throw at him? Dart.
The steal his pipes idea was a really good idea, by the way, just so you know.
Try the what?
Try to steal his pipes again.
That was a really good idea before. I'm impressed that you thought of it.
Okay, let's try again now that he's been damaged on his leg or whatever.
It's like Pokemon. If you damage the Pokemon first, the Pokeball's more likely to work.
Yeah.
All right, you sprint towards him again, dodging goats as you go. Go ahead and give me another sleight of hand check. As you snatch towards it, he goes, "Oh!" and he darts away. He is going to play his pipes again at the start of his turn, turning another person into a goat. This time it is Carmilla again. And then he dashes away. As he starts to dash away, though, it will provoke an attack of opportunity from Panieris because he did not disengage.
That's right, 2.
Yeah, click the two-handed spear button again.
As you stab towards him, your blade makes contact with his back and pierces in through his chest cavity. "Ow!" he says as he steps away from you. "I surrender! I surrender!" And he tosses his pipes onto the ground.
I pick up the pipes.
As you pick up the pipes, you could feel the weight of the object in your hands. All the goats crowd around you, bleeding. "Pipes! Pipes!
Pipes! Pipes! Pipes! There we go. I do a good goat.
Pipes! Pipes!"
Excellent goat. Our neighbors have goats, you know that?
Oh, that's interesting.
I take the pipes and inspect them.
They look to be a set of reed pan pipes, but there's a mysteriousness about them. Like, there's some enchantment on them. Although you know that is the case, because it turns people into goats. Pipes! One of the goats finally speaks up. "Break! Break!" It shrieks.
Do I see a... I only have spears.
If you want to break it, it does not require a roll or anything. You can just...
Yeah, you don't have to attack it. You just break it.
Oh, okay. I don't need a tool to break. Great. Let's break the pipes.
As you smash the pipes on the ground, an evil, intense shriek echoes from them as they shatter into 100 million pieces. All around you, the goats begin to hover and glow a bright green. Their bodies warp and shift like they're underwater, and they fall back down, not as goats, but as humans. Men, women, and children. The people seem dazed as they look around, and a man in a straw hat stumbles towards you. "You saved us," he says, tears in his eyes. Hold on 1 second. My name is Yannick. I'm the owner of this farm. You saved us, he cries.
Yeah, all right.
And Camilla is back to human as well, correct?
Yeah.
That is correct. Yannick reaches down and picks up what was once the baby goat, now an infant little girl, in his arms. He thanks you.
Here's the baby, Dak. Oh, she's cute.
The baby giggles. He thanks you with tears in his eyes, and he explains that Alos came one day asking for refuge, and proceeded to drink all their beer and eat all their food. Alos played his magic pipes at the end of the night, and next thing his family knew, well, they didn't know much.
They were goats.
They were goats.
Mhm.
Being a goat took away most of their intelligence, and travelers continued to end up here and be turned into goats until all of you showed up and stopped this mad cycle of trickery. He turns to all the people in the yard, and as you scan about, you notice that Alos seems to have slipped away. We've experienced something together that we never should forget or take for granted, Yannick says. But what we need now is rest. Please, stay one more night at my home as your proper selves, then go about your merry ways. I think there's some food and beer left in our cellar. Adventurers, I don't know what I can do to thank you.
We found this bottle of wine at the bottom of the lake. So, we figure we'll just take this back and sell it, and that'll cover our costs. I mean, unless you really need it, and I offer it. If you really want it, you could sell it. If you really need the
No, I don't need it. You've done
Okay.
everything that we could possibly need already, he says with a smile.
Oh, good, great. Then we'll stay the night, and we'll head out in the morning, and yeah, that's it.
The party sleeps at the farm, and a dozen other people leave with you in the morning. When you head back out onto the road, a sense of peace has replaced the odd gloom that hung around the trees. You find a fork in the road where there wasn't one before, and somehow you know that Alos's magic had hidden the path onward and brought you to the farm instead. Now you can confidently follow the road back to Ciderbrook. You show proof of your triumph with a letter from Yannick, and claim your 100 gold piece reward.
Right. And I'm gonna also tell the authorities to look out for this satyr. Keep an eye out for him, because he's still out there somewhere. I'd like to find him and kill him. That's my next quest.
It is
Right?
indeed. Over a bottle of mead back at the Ciderbrook Tavern, you discuss with your companion about finding Alos in the future. Surely he's out there somewhere, and you'll bring him to justice.
Yes.
Thank you for playing Horns and Hooves, my friends.
Thank you. That was fun. That was great.
Yeah, I really like this adventure so far. It's quick and it's fun and it's interesting. So, I think honestly, you're the only one that has like tried to steal his pipes from him instead of trying to beat him up first and then take the pipes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, I don't think he has very good stealth or whatever.
No, he
Stealth.
did. He had proficiency in sleight of hand.
Oh, yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, that was a great idea. That was
A
smart.
fantastic idea.
Who did that?
Yeah.
Was you?
Well, it's Dex. So
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. He had a high dex.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
once more,
Anyway.
I do want to thank our provider of this adventure, Fireball Studios, and if you guys are interested in watching this video, I will see if I can send you guys a copy.
Sure.
thanks.
I have one minor suggestion, actually.
Yeah,
A
what's up?
small- With a tiny bit of token so that you can explain opportunity attacks and moving in and out of range.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, yeah.
For a very, very, very first time, it would be really helpful to have a tiny token, even if it's just whatever, like the little thing is in
On the
the
picture.
you know what I mean? Like, you know how you dragged it down? But like a tiny little token and a tiny little grid just to explain positioning and opportunity attacks. Like a little tiny inside or outside or something.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. That's a good idea.